Welcome, welcome, welcome. We just finished doing the watch party of Joseline's Cabaret Texas Reunion Part 3. Take a seat for us to do the recap, but before you do, make sure that you hit that like button, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, make sure that you hit the comments. Let me know what you thought about it. Let me know who your favorite Cabaret cutie was, how you rated it on a scale of 1 to 10. This episode as well as the reunion as a whole. And don't forget to share this video and tell a friend to tell a friend that PYT is in the building. Okay. All right. So that being said, let's go ahead and start the recap. So the episode starts off with Henny and Rose going back and forth because that's where we ended from the previous season or whatever. I mean, the previous episode or whatever the case may be. Basically what happens is they going back and forth, getting no resolve, but we do find out that they only met each other 2 weeks prior to filming. So in Rose's eyes, they were friends. In Hennessey's eyes, they were not friends. They barely knew each other. They were trying to drag. Henny mentioned Showgirl name in the situation. She said she didn't want nothing to do with it. They going back and forth about whether or not they really friends or not, who really had each other's back or not, which one was fake, which one was real. Rose said that Henny was just trying to eat her poom, and Hennessey said that never was a thing. She never was trying to chase her poom. One of them calling the other one breath stank. The other one saying that the other one pussy stank. How you know that poom stank? I have no idea. Honestly, it was just like a lot of movie pieces. But they were arguing so close to Janisha. Janisha had to get to the middle of it and be like, look, what y'all not going to do is squabble in my presence. What y'all not going to do is squabble in my face. Like, y'all right in front of me. Y'all need to sit down. Y'all need to calm down. Mind you, at this point in time, Joseline's not on the stage. So no one is there to kind of sort of keep the peace and kind of sort of get them to calm down or whatever the case may be. So they going back and forth. And then Hennessey is just like, yo, I never tried to eat your poom. You are capping. And Rose is just like, yes, you did. You were drunk. You probably don't remember, whatever the case may be. Joseline ends up coming back. She separates them as best as she can. She pushes Henny, you need to sit your butt down. They finally are getting to the bottom of it, or whatever the case may be. So then from there, Joseline says, hey, I got a bone to pick with somebody, and that person is Queen Envy. How you gonna fix your dick suckers to get on the internet, to get on Beyonce's internet, to say that me and my husband have not done anything for you? Apparently, Envy did an interview. 2 or 3 years? 3 years before joining the Cabaret. I don't know where this interview is. I don't went on her YouTube because they did say that she was a YouTuber, and they said that she did reviews. If she did reviews, she deleted them. Because I checked her channel, I don't see reviews. I see, stripper chronicles, but I don't see reviews. Either or, Joseline basically said that she made it personal. She was on the blogs, talk about her man, and it makes absolutely no sense as to why she was talking about her man, because it's one of those things where it's just like, yo, I gave you opportunity. I put you in my world. You doing the absolute most, talking about me and my man. And then the crazy thing about it is, Envy had the audacity to say she didn't remember that happening. She didn't remember taking to the world and talking about her on the thing. And it's crazy because it's just like, girl, how do you not remember that? Even Janisha said it makes absolutely no sense how you can remember, because 3 years was not that long ago. So she's over here apologizing and everything, and Joseline's just like feels like she's on a bunch of BS, a load of articles, because like you gonna sit here and say that she said that Joseline was abusive, that she don't take care of her girls and everything under the sun. And it's one of those things where like you would expect her to remember something like that, especially if that's the notion that she had prior to coming into the Cabaret. Why did you even try to join the Cabaret in the first place if you felt like she was abusive and she did it? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It tells me, one thing, that she's a clout chaser, and for two, it tells me that she's a weirdo. Because if you really think that Joseline is a terrible person and that Joseline is using and abusing these girls, why would you come on the same platform and allegedly forgot that you did that interview. You are not Beyonce. How could you forget that you did that interview? If I do an interview right now, I'm gonna remember it for the rest of my life because who am I? I don't do that on a regular basis. She said I forgot as if it's as easy as trying to recall how many times, like it's as hard to remember as the amount of times that you poop in a week. What time yesterday did you poop? Give me the exact time stamps. She act like that's the question that was being asked. How could you not remember? So everybody was just looking dumbfounded at the situation because it's one of those things like, how do you do it? How can you forget that? Like you're capping. And Joseline was not having it, and neither was Jonisha. Jonisha said she's standing on business by her friend. Okay, so then from there, Big Titty Diamond gets in the situation because apparently the same season that Queen Envy was talking about was the same season that Big Titty Diamond was talking about. So the whole time that Big Titty Diamond was saying that somebody called her fat, she was talking about Queen Envy. Apparently Queen Envy was talking about her weight. So Diamond called her big or whatever the case may be. So Queen Envy is calling her fat. Diamond is saying that she need to step on the scale because respectfully she bigger than her or whatever the case may be. And they going back and forth. It ends up in a squabble. I wish Dani won. I really do. Respectfully, Queen Envy wig came off. I did not expect her to be a part of Baldhead Nation, but she got a shortcut. Does not really look good on her. Her hair kind of shaped weird. Look at it. She gives Carl Winslow a little bit. Carl Envy. I'm not a fan. And honestly, I wish Diamond did better. For some reason, the crowd wasn't feeling her, but I am Team Diamond when it comes to the Envy versus Diamond situation. There's no reason for her to have been talking trash about Diamond. Diamond don't do nothing wrong to nobody, okay? So then from there, the audience does not like Dani or Draya at all. So they looking at them crazy because it's like, why are you crying? Okay, the entire time that they were bawling and scratching up their face per usual when Joseline was basically getting emotional about Envy talking ish about her and her man on the internet or whatever the case may be, pointing at her face. They were making faces. So Dani is just like, yo, that is our friend. We love this lady. So, of course, we're getting emotional. We've witnessed everything that she's been through, whatever the case may be. And the audience is booing them. Literally booing them. It's like literally kind of aggressive as much as they were booing them. But either or, Dani and her feelings, Draya and her feelings. It gets so bad that Jonisha John, and Joseline literally have to pass microphones into the audience to ask them why do you have such problems toward Dani and Draya, whatever the case may be. So they basically end up getting some microphones, passing them to the audience, and the audience basically says, look, y'all emotionalness, it's like very dramatic and y'all be doing too much, basically is what one said. Another one basically said that the emotion seems fake and forced or whatever the case may be. And another one basically said that, they should stick to the dancing because all of the extraness that they be given, they don't want to see it, that they feel like they're too young / too old to be playing them type of games or whatever. And then it comes off as forced and inauthentic, basically. So then Joseline passed the mic to Isis, basically asking her how she feels as far as the Dani of it all, because she's the one that fought her in the first place, that her last altercation was with her. And then she calls her out and said that she don't mind running another fair one or whatever the case may be. And Draya is just like, no, Dani not for the fight. Dani not for the fight or whatever. So they get hype, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. And Draya is basically saying the reason why we get so emotional or whatever the case may be is because we've been a witness to Joseline's rise, to Joseline's, demise, to everything that she's been through, or whatever the case may be. Like, so much happened with them. So it's one of those things where, like, they get emotional because they know what they've been through and they know how she helped them, and they know, what Joseline has going on and the demons that she's had to fight because they've been a witness to a lot of them, or whatever the case may be. And basically, Janisha is breaking it down to them. They don't hate that, the crowd does not hate Dani and Draya as individuals, but they hate that they be fighting each other's battles. Okay, so for example, just earlier, ISIS, well, we're going to see it in a second, but ISIS is going to try to fight Dani, or whatever the case may be, and Dre is going to stop them. And it gets so mantic that all of a sudden, Draya and Dani start fighting. Dani, for some reason, called Dre out like, oh, y'all want to see us beef so bad. Stand up. Y'all want to see us fight. Y'all want to see us fight. And then all of a sudden, they start fighting for real. And it's so weird because it's like they both headlock flipping assholes. And then they end up hugging it out. And the audience is literally, look at this lady, confused, befuddled. What is going on? Like they were all not knowing what the hell is going on. Look at this young man. Everybody was just like, look at her, not knowing what to do, not knowing what to say. So now everybody is just like looking crazy. Look at Carl Winslow. Nobody knew what to say or what was happening altogether in this circumstance, because it was one of those things where I feel like Draya thinks that the audience feels like they want to see them hate each other more than they want to see them like doing the best that they can do. Like, and I feel like that's not the case. Like, I feel like Draya kind of got it twisted. They just want y'all to fight their own battles, and they don't want you jumping in the middle of all of their BS. So Joseline gets emotional because she feels like she didn't want to see them fight, and but basically, Dre is like, I'm not here to entertain y'all. And Janisha basically tells her, like, look, a part of doing this job is fan fulfillment, I guess you could say. So then ISIS is just like, F all that. Like, I still want to scrap with her. Draya, of course, stands up immediately, says she's not going to fight. That turns into a full-on brawl. Once again, Queen Envy fighting herself. Once again, Ocean's trying to jump into a situation that ain't got nothing to do with her. Look at her. Like, what are you doing? ISIS. OMG. It was just like a whole lot of hoopla. A whole lot of craziness. And then, mind you, this one right here, what's her name? Jayla the Russian Dream sneaks Envy Erica while she was walking by. That turns into a full-on situation. They end up one-on-one-ing. I feel like Envy Erica could fight. She just, her hits, they look like pillows. I don't know. I feel like she ain't got no strength behind her hooks, and they don't make no sense to me a little bit. Either or, they end up scrapping. Everybody ends up sitting back down. And so Joseline starts trying to get to the bottom of everything, starting off with Neek and basically asking her, what did she ask her again? I think basically saying that she hasn't had an opportunity to talk to the Cabaret winner or whatever, and asking her how she felt about the season, if I'm not mistaken. And she was telling her how, good her experience was, and that she had a time or whatever the case may be. And Joseline was saying how much she loved having her dance to the right of her and having Rose dance to the left of her, and they got a little bit emotional behind it. But honestly, I feel like Joseline sincerely liked working with these ladies. Like, I feel like this might have been her favorite season. Like, you could feel it from Joseline's core that this is the season, like, that she had the most fun on, and that I don't know, she just seemed so happy. It seemed so sincere. Her emotions as a whole are so, like, she loves it here, and I'm here for it. I love it for her. Everything about it, I love it for her. So then from there, who that? Oh, she ends up talking to Jigsaw. Jigsaw, honestly, it's crazy. Jigsaw had a shorter version of Janice's dress. They were low key matching. You see how they both have like the little chain effect or whatever the case may be. It was kind of cool. She literally had like, I don't know if they went to the same designer, they went to the same shop. I don't know what it was, but they definitely was twinning. They definitely looked beautiful. I was 100% here for the beautiful gowns, beautiful gowns. What else happened? So then from there, I want to say that's when they start doing kind of sort of a round table between the ladies, and they kind of sort of say what they felt about the season or whatever the case may be. And they all were just like, thank you for the opportunity, Joseline. I definitely appreciate it. Ocean's talked about the two left feet. She, apologized for leaving early, but that she loved Joseline from the bottom of her heart, etc., or whatever the case may be. Jayla basically said that she feels like she took her opportunity for granted, and that hopefully she gets another opportunity to prove that she actually wanted to be there. Queen Envy apologized for the umpteenth time, saying that she didn't mean to, give that perspective, whatever the case may be. And then when it came to Rose was trying to speak her piece. Hennessey kept interrupting. They ended up squabbling. Child, why did Henny bite Rose's face? Okay? She had Rose's nose bleeding. Okay? She was tugging her hair. You know, Hennessey does not play fair. She bit her face. Like her nose was legit bleeding. Because I was confused as to how the nosebleed happened. Because it looked like, to me, from my perspective, that Hennessey was losing. And then all of a sudden, when they come up, her face bleeding. And Joseline, paramedics. You see how her nose kind of red or whatever the case may be? That's from her biting her. And it's just like, dang, child. So then she never comes back to the stage. She ends up asking the rest of the girls how they feel about it. Envy, Erica, all of them. They basically say how they enjoyed their experience. Isis, all of them. They love it here. Isis said basically she would like to come back one day. Wet said that she's sad that she did not get to stay for the whole season, but it is what it is. And of course, this one, high as a kite, drunk as a skunk, loose as a goose. She was just there having a time, baby, and she looks good doing it, okay? So then from there, Joseline brings up all of the winners of the Cabaret, congratulates all of them, and they bid a good night and a end of a season. Honestly, it was an excellent reunion. I hope y'all liked it. I hope y'all liked it as much as I liked it. I had a time. On a scale of 1 to 10, how did I feel about it? Season part 2 was my favorite out of the 3-part series. Part 1, I gave it a 10 out of 10. Part 2, I gave it a 14 out of 10. Part 3, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I feel like there was a lot of bickering to a point in time where I couldn't make out what all of the ladies were saying, especially between the Hennessey and Rose situation. What else? Other than that, yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. The lady of the hour, I feel like the most interesting person, the one that takes the cake, Cabaret Cutie. I will go ahead and give to Showgirl Nick because she made it through the entire reunion without fighting nobody. Okay, wig stayed on, dress on fleek, everything like that. She definitely was best dressed to me. Second place, I'll definitely give it to Kay, aka Jigsaw. She looked good, baby. She looked good. All right, let me know how y'all felt about it. Let me know what y'all thought about the season as a whole. The season was a 10 out of 10 to me. Let me know what you felt about the dancing, the performing. How many of them that you think is going to be back next season? Okay, let me know what area y'all think Joseline is going to be to next. And let me know everything that you felt in regards to Joseline's Cabaret reunion. I appreciate each and every person that was here. Please do me a favor, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. And thank you so much for tuning into PYT TV. Mwah. Respectfully. Bye, y'all.